This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Big O, you were going to talk about why being a Miami fan is a catch-22. Okay, let's do that. Darren, well, as you know, earlier a fan says, you know, it's so hard being a Miami Dolphins fan. I wish I wasn't, you know what I mean? And I was like, no. And the feeling is different depending on your generation. See, older people like me, that I watched those 70s teams, then I watched the early 80s teams, and then I watched the Marino teams. So in other words, I saw the good years of the Dolphins, from Super Bowl championships to getting to the Super Bowl to breaking all kinds of records with Dan. I watched the good times. So for me, the good times will always carry me as a Dolphins fan. That's what made me a Dolphins fan. When I'm a child watching the game with my dad, and we're giving each other fives because, you know, Zonka scored a touchdown, or Warfield or Greasy did this, or the defense did that, or whatever. And, you know, I grew up with that. And then I grew up going to the Orange Bowl. So for me, my love for the Dolphins is the same for, you know, a lot of you older fans. Dude, we grew up with the best times. We grew up when the organization was at its peak, when it was royalty in the NFL, when it was looked upon as one of the class organizations in the NFL. It was a pride thing to be a Dolphins fan. You'd walk into the Orange Bowl with your chest out because you felt great about winning that day. You know, it was a different feeling. That will always carry with me for the rest of my life. Till the day I die, till the day I pass away, all those great moments will carry me. But now we fast forward and we talk about the guy that is 40 and 35 and 25 and 15 and 10. Man, they've seen misery. Even the 40-year-old guy has seen misery, because listen to the 40-year-old guy, okay? The last 25 years have been straight out garbage. He's 15 now. He's 15 at the end of the Marino run. So he got to see some of the Marino run for a couple of years, but he didn't really get to see all of the Marino run or anything before it. So he just got a flavor, a little taste of some of the success, the back end of it. He ends up dealing with the back end of Marino's career, the Jaguars, the Jaguars' disgusting game, Shula getting kicked out, you know, those kind of things. Not pleasant stuff that you had to deal with, and then everything that came after that. So think about it. It's a different feeling for the guy that, especially if he's under 35, my Lord, all he knows is misery. It's all he knows, or she. All she knows is misery. And so it really has, and that fan has been tested. Wow, has that fan been tested? Because I have the great moments to live off of. I have a lot of great moments to live off of. I was at the Orange Bowl when Jaworski couldn't call a timeout, couldn't run a play, and we're screaming our lungs off. I'm there for the Bears game when they stopped him from being undefeated. I'm there in a day game where Walter Payton got maybe 40 yards, 44 yards on the day, and he ended up playing quarterback because the Dolphins knocked out multiple, quarterbacks for them. I mean, I've been around to watch a lot of the great moments. So there's two different kinds of Dolphins. And the Dolphin that's a lot younger, I feel for you, man, because you don't have anything good to lean on. I mean, seriously, we have from champions to being in the Super Bowl to record-setting seasons to amazing stories to then you fast forward and what is it? The Miracle in Miami? Really? That's what you got to look forward to? A meaningless season and just a game that you won, but that's 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 the highlight of the last, 20 years. There aren't any. It's like these stupid little moments, like, it's the receiver, what's his name? Um, for for the Dolphins against the Ravens, well, that the kid that caught the pass to win one game that year. That's your great moment. That's the kind of shit that people have been dealing with the last 20 years. So it's tough. It's a different. Cause I know because I take the phone calls, I read the emails and the texts and the tweets, and I can tell a young fan from an older fan, and it's like it's two different fans, and they've been the younger fan has been only through hell. I feel for the young fan because they have nothing to at least grab hold of and use it as hope. I can use as hope all the past success, all the past success, and say maybe we can get back there. You know what I mean? For the young fan, they've never seen success, and success to them is like a 10-6 Adam Gase season, a flukish 11-5, Wildcat year. That a gimmick helped you win some games early, and then after that, obviously the gimmick didn't work that much anymore. But those are the crappy highlights that the younger generation has. So it's really a difficult situation, and it's two sets of fans that root for the Dolphins. I see a lot of those young fans on the internet and all that stuff and on social media and going to the games and all that kind of, like what's the name of the young lady on Twitter, like Doll Freaky or whatever, and she's always, all dolled up in Dolphin stuff. She's super young. She only knows misery. You've got to be like a really older fan like me to at least have a taste of the good times. But there's a lot of those young fans that I see. They're all painted up and all dressed up for all these games. They are incredible human beings. The young fans that are there every week and pumping up the team and dressing up and all that, I admire all of you because you don't know any good football. You don't have anything. You don't have a damn thing to lean on. You don't have a killer bees to lean on. You don't have a no-name defense to lean on. You don't have a Marino and a Marx Brothers to lean on. You don't have a Paul Warfield to lean on. You don't have a Nat Moore to lean on. I mean, you don't have anything. Their peak is Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas, Pat Surtain, Sam Madison, that defense. That's the peak the last 25 years. Those guys. That's it. It's tough. So it's kind of it's a weird dynamic I see. But again, that's why when people tell us we don't have a good fan base, screw you, dude. Screw you. We have a great fan base. We have a phenomenal fan base. And they're all over the world. They're in Russia, they're in Portugal, they're in Mexico, they're in Canada, they're in Malaysia, they're in New York, they're in California, they're here in South Florida. They fly here, they fly everywhere, they fly to London. They're fantastic. We have great fans, and they've been through hell, and they deserve heaven. But it's a bitch, man. It's a bitch. Really is. I feel for the fans. I really do. And especially the young fans who I have so much admiration for.